Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Well, the ceasefire agreement in Iran is being extended. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. President Donald Trump just announcing that the ceasefire will go on for the time being, but so will his blockade of Iranian ports. ABC's Christian Cordero has the story.
In the final hours before the fragile ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran was set to expire, President Trump today announced the temporary truce has been extended. After repeatedly saying he was not going to agree to a ceasefire extension, the president today writing on social media he has agreed to, quote, extend the ceasefire until such time as their proposal is submitted and discussions are concluded, one way or the other. U.S. officials told ABC News Vice President J.D. Vance was expected to travel to Pakistan today. So far, he has only been seen traveling to the White House for policy meetings. Still, President Trump insists a deal will be made, deflecting pressure on Iran to make a deal when speaking with CNBC today, threatening to escalate attacks if not.
What I think is that we're going to end up with a great deal. I think they have no choice.
The Trump administration has leveraged its military power by squeezing Iran economically, blocking ships from leaving or entering Iranian ports. And this video shows the latest Iranian-linked vessels seized by U.S. troops. It happened in the Indo-Pacific overnight. The Defense Department says it now has custody of the sanctioned vessel as it vows to crack down on anyone helping Iran. Iran's foreign minister on social media today called the blockade of Iranian ports an act of war, accusing the U.S. of violating the ceasefire. The country's UN representative says it will only agree to a new round of negotiations when the blockade ends. Today, the Treasury Department announced the administration is issuing a new round of sanctions targeting Iran's missile and drone program. It aims to penalize people and companies believed to be supplying Iran with certain weapons. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Well, it's a warm one out there. Let's send it on over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for our first forecast. Rusty?
Lots of sunshine, too. So warm, not a lot of humidity, a little on the breezy side, and tons of sunshine. It almost feels like summer out there without the humidity. That'd be all right. That's kind of like living in western Nebraska the whole year. No humidity. Zooming out, really not a whole lot going on for a good portion of the Midwest and Central Plains. A few spot showers towards the Rocky Mountains, down here towards Oklahoma. One little band of storms rolling through Chicago right now. But other than that, everybody else pretty quiet. Looks like this just about everywhere. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, we have Honda of Lincoln Cam looking at a little breeze, lots of sunshine, 88 degrees. Two of our favorite numbers here at Channel 8. Wind out of the south at 6 miles per hour, gusting to 17. So just a little breezy. Wind gusts out there, 17, 22, 30 miles per hour in Valentine. But temperature-wise, didn't quite get to 90 for many spots. We got to 89 in Lincoln. Now we're back down to 88, 89 in Grand Island, 92, though, in McCook. We'll see how long these very warm temperatures are going to last in the full forecast in a few.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Rusty. And let's take a look now here at the roads in the capital city. This is a live camera over at 70th and South Streets. Looks like everyone's moving on through pretty easily. It's probably a little bit too early for rush hour, but if you're heading home from work, you won't have any backups in this area. Right now, summer is right around the corner, and child care centers are preparing for a wave of customers.
Good afternoon. I'm Emanor Wood. The summer months are quickly approaching, which means kids will be let out of school very soon. Well, we've been seeing a few questions circulating on social media regarding daycare and child care centers. I wanted to know what it's like to prepare those child care centers and what they do. Coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, I got to speak with one of the local child care centers. She tells me that they actually prepare months in advance. They make sure they have enough staff, and she tells me how many spots they still have left open, even though they are still a few months out from what they expect to be a wave of kids coming in through their doors.
Also right now, the deadline to vote in this year's primary election is fast approaching. Citizen journalist Brian sending this video into our Now Local News app showing some official ballot drop boxes. Now these two are in South Lincoln at the Gear Branch Library and Dodson Walt. If you missed the deadline, you can always go to the Lancaster County Election Commission office to update your information or register up until May 1st. And developing now, a new partnership will help the county investigate cases of child abuse. The Lancaster Board of Commissioners approving an agreement with Brave Bee Child Advocacy Center. They help law enforcement during cases with victims that are children by conducting interviews and medical exams. This partnership will cost the county about $30,000. Only on 8, a car dealership is weighing in on whether it's safer for you to lease or buy a vehicle.
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle De Silva and I'm reporting from inside of the Honda of Lincoln. Now, this is a busy place. People are in and out. They're buying vehicles, leasing vehicles, and just bringing their cars here to get service. Now, I'm here because consumer reports are showing that there is a trend in more people leasing than buying their cars. So I wanted to find out, is this happening here in Lincoln and why? So I just wrapped an interview with the general manager here, Andy Goodyear, and he confirmed this is an uprise that he's seeing, and he gives insight into why it's happening from his 30-year career. Coming up tonight, hear from him, also hear from customers who have made both decisions and why they did it. That will be on tonight. I'm Danielle De Silva reporting from the Honda of Lincoln for Channel 8 News.
Well, if you live in Lincoln, you might be getting some of the best electric services in America right now. LES completing their annual review, where they compared their services with 86 other cities in the nation, and they say they're 4th in the country for most reliable electric service rates. This review comes after a more than 7% rate increase over the past year. But take a look here at this chart. The orange bars show LES rates, and the blue is the national average. So despite the raises over the past year, LES annual rates are among the lowest in the region, nearly 4 cents cheaper per kilowatt compared to the national average. Coming up when we return, a handful of news stories, including at the plate, what kind of opponent the Husker softball team is preparing for in their game tonight. And coming up at 5, making a masterpiece. How much progress is being made on the Pershing mural as it's rebuilt? Stick with us. top-ranked Husker softball team takes the mound tonight against an in-state foe. It's Lincoln versus Omaha in tonight's game, and it should be a good one as the women are at the top of their game. Let's send it over to our sports director, Nate Johnson. Nate?
Hey, thank you, Mackenzie. Yeah, both Nebraska baseball and softball have been rolling this season, and the two teams will be up against some good competition later tonight. Kansas, a top 20 team in the country. Omaha has yet to lose 10 games this season and will be playing in front of a sold-out crowd in Omaha. The Mavericks are 29-8 on the year and have won 3 straight games coming into tonight's. Nebraska, the number 1 team in the country by Softball America, today being ranked number 3 by ESPN and USA Softball. And the Huskers have won 11 in a row. The baseball team will be up against a very good Jayhawk squad that beat Nebraska 5-3 here in Lincoln less than a month ago. So that may be on the minds of some of these Huskers, maybe not, even if it's just a little bit. This game will be available to watch on ESPN Plus this evening. Nebraska Public Media will be airing the softball game. Both of tonight's games start at 6 p.m. So a couple of TVs, maybe throw up a split screen or something to watch this evening's action on the diamond. We'll have a recap of tonight's games later tonight at 10 p.m. And, of course, an update later today in the Sports Zone. And that is going to do it for sports for now. Big game, though, for both of these teams as the regular season starts to near the end. For now, the Mackenzie will send things back over to you.
All right, thank you, Nate. Well, a nice Tuesday night to get outside if you're going to be watching any sort of ball. Rusty, is that warmth going to stick around for a while?
It is. We're going to see a really great evening tonight. Windy a little bit, but plenty of clear skies. Temperatures very warm, but not humid. So there's a big difference there. ABC Seamless 48th and Cornhusker busy going on. I was watching just a little while ago. There was a skid loader that was rumbling through this area. The guy knows what he's doing. I mean, it was just amazing to watch him. He made his way through all these cones and crossed the street right there. I'm hoping he comes back because probably one of the best drivers I've ever seen on those little skid loader things. It was really cool to watch. There he is, right there, that guy. I'm glad I clicked the button too. I'm glad it didn't work. Props to that guy, whoever he is. 3 inches of rain so far. We have not had enough rain. We're almost 2 inches below. Normally we should be really close to 5 inches, and we're nowhere near that. 24 hours temperatures over the last day. We were warm yesterday. We're even warmer today. We did top out at 89. We may get to 90 before it's all said and done, but and the forecast is saying probably around 6 p.m. If we don't get to 90, it'll be in the upper 80s and then eventually into the 70s and then eventually into the 60s after midnight. So if you need to cut the grass, the cut cast looks like this. Tomorrow, good. Thursday, not good. Friday, good. Saturday, iffy. Just kind of depends on when you'll be out. And also Thursday, if you can get out in the morning, it'll be fine. It's the second half of the day that likely won't be very good. We've got mostly clear to partly cloudy skies out there right now. Zooming in, sunshine galore for most of us. Just a few fair weather cumulus clouds. Temperature-wise, we're looking at eventually dropping into the 50s, maybe the upper 40s in some spots by early Wednesday. Warming right back up. I think we'll be in the 70s and 80s by noon and topping out likely in the middle 80s by the afternoon. Spot thunderstorms right there. Going to be we'll try to get going, and any of those could be strong. We have just kind of a marginal risk from Valentine through Mullen, North Platte, and McCook and Ogallala. I'll talk more about that in the 5 o'clock news. But for tonight, temperatures dropping into the 50 to 55 degree range. Highs tomorrow, once again mild. You're looking at the lower, middle, and upper 80s, maybe some 90s in southwest Nebraska. So another mild day headed our way on Wednesday, but storm chances too. More on that coming up.
A road crossing near Crete is getting some work done. The Department of Transportation is repairing the railroad crossing on Highway 33, which is on the west edge of Crete. If you need to go through, you won't be able to cross the railroad at this time, so there's a marked detour. And you can see right where this is at in this video that was sent into our Now Local News app. This work is expected to last about 2 days. Developing now, Mexican authorities are investigating a gunman's past after an attack at one of the country's most popular tourist destinations. ABC's Armando Garcia has the story.
Today, new video showing tourists making their escape from a gunman who opened fire at the pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico. The man seen in this video holding a gun and pacing near the top of a pyramid. Another video shows the tourists scrambling down the steep steps trying to escape. But others, like American friends Greg, Jalen, and Jaslim, pinned down when the shots rang out.
Some of the tourists started screaming, ducking, and running, and chaos really started taking hold.
People started screaming, running towards those ledges.
The friends jumping to the landing below when the gunman turned his back.
The drop is about 15 feet, so really what we did is we kind of try to hold on with our hands and kind of extend our full body length and then let ourselves drop from there.
They're seen in this video hugging the wall and trying to avoid the gunman's line of sight. Greg and Jalen sustaining minor injuries, but Jaslim injuring her foot.
I just couldn't run fast enough because my foot was giving out on me at that point.
Authorities identifying the shooter as Julio Cesar Jasso Ramirez. Officials say he took his own life after authorities opened fire on him. Today, Mexico's Attorney General said the shooter was carrying handwritten materials related to violent incidents believed to have occurred in the United States in April 1999. Yesterday was the 27th anniversary of the Columbine High School shooting in Colorado. A woman from Canada was killed, 13 people injured. Authorities say they recovered a firearm, ammunition, and a bladed weapon at the crime scene. Armando Garcia, ABC News, New York.
Right now, the capital city is sitting in the bottom half of a new business and entrepreneurship ranking.
For Channel 8 News, I'm Adrian Ward. Lincoln is not enough for entrepreneurs, according to WalletHub. They ranked 100 of the largest cities to find the best ones to start a business. They placed Lincoln in the bottom half of that list at number 69. The rankings are based on 3 categories: business environment, access to resources, and then business costs. It wasn't all bad, though, for Lincoln. WalletHub says we tied for first place when it comes to accessible financing, and we have one of the shortest average work weeks on the list. Here's a map of the top 25 cities in the country, according to WalletHub. Now, Omaha is placed more than 30 spots higher than us at number 31. The top spot went to Tampa, Florida. They say in large part due to their low corporate tax rate.
Also right now, a York County historical site is getting some renovations. The Wessels Living History Farm is receiving $22,000 from York County's Visitor Improvement Fund. That money will go toward replacing the air conditioning and heating systems and repairing the iconic windmill and well house. The county says these areas are in dire need of some help, and any leftover money will go toward redesigning the farm's signs along Highway 81. New developments on the Grand Island all-inclusive playground after it was closed for some repairs. Officials now say the Perny playground is back open after they did some resurfacing work. Now here are some pictures of the freshly repaired park and its new surfacing for feet and wheels alike. The city is inviting everyone to check out the playground with the new improvements. Time now for a look at what's trending on our website, klkntv.com. Here's Channel 8's Mark Fisher.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Mark Fisher, and we're back with another segment of what's trending on klkntv.com. First up, plans to put Highway 77 on a road diet are moving forward, unless many citizens in Beatrice can stop it. Road dieting is the concept of turning 4 lanes into 2 lanes with a center lane in between. The citizens of Beatrice tell Channel 8 that they are worried that doing this will create more issues than it hopes to solve. The city says it's all about safety. The Nebraska Department of Transportation says the purpose of this project is to preserve the area, a transportation asset, and to improve the reliability of the transportation system and maintain mobility for the traveling public. NDOT's plan also says the construction is needed based on the current condition of the highway. Also getting clicks, Governor Jim Pillen on Monday issued a proclamation putting the Nebraska National Guard on active duty status for wildfire response. The proclamation aims to ensure that the National Guard's resources are ready and available to respond to wildfires should they be needed. According to Pillen's office, high winds, low humidity, and dry conditions continue to be a concern and could pose a risk to Nebraskans and damage public and private properties. Under the proclamation, aviation assets, support equipment, and personnel have been placed on active duty. You can read about these stories and much more on our website at klkntv.com, but for now, we'll be back right here tomorrow with more trending stories.
When we return after the break, a swift exit. Who's been eliminated from American Idol this week, and who will move on to tackle the music of Taylor Swift in the next round? And coming up at 5, maximum effort, how local nonprofits are giving thanks for the thousands of volunteers who help out. Stick with us. Singers left in their quest to become the winner of American Idol. Last night sent 2 contestants packing there and wishing on a star after Disney night. ABC's George Panaccio explains.
But I know exactly where I'm going, getting closer and closer every day.
Hannah Harper is one of the 7 singers moving on to next week. The fates of all of them in America's hands.
We all got here for a reason, and now we're not fighting. America is fighting for us.
That's
and
right.
They're fighting to keep us, so I think that that's the most encouraging thing that we can hear.
The circle of life.
For Keela Richardson, hearing the judges throw compliments and a shoe from guest judge Jennifer Hudson meant a great deal.
So when I throw the shoe, it just hits my spirit, and I don't even know it's happening, but it's the ultimate compliment. It's like a standing ovation.
You know, there's people who see more in us sometimes than we see in ourselves, and they're able to tell us it's encouraging. You know, it helps us to keep going.
Not going on in the competition, Lucas Leon and Kendall, both eliminated after giving it their all.
Now it's a matter of who can break through and do something that you didn't expect and you feel in your organs when they perform, and that will be the person that makes it through.
5 men made it through to the top 7: Daniel Stallworth, Braden Rumfelt, Chris Tungseth, Brooks, and Jordan McCullough.
Sing with all the voices of the mountain.
And and I knew that no matter what happened, I was proud. If that was the performance that was taking me out, I was okay with that.
Like, I look at all these guys, and I'm like, they're so talented. I'm so happy to be here with them, and that's the only thoughts that I have.
Next week, they'll have comedian Nikki Glazer as a guest judge.
She is certainly just a brilliant comedian, and excited to see what she brings to the show.
So with Nikki Glazer on the judges panel, the American Idol Top 7 will perform the music of Taylor Swift. In Hollywood, George Pinocchio for ABC News.
Well, before we head out for this 4:30, let's get one final look at the weather. Rusty, take it away. It's a little warm out there.
A little breezy, too. If you take a look at the aurora cam, the flags are flying around. Now, looking at this earlier, they were really whipping around, but now it's not bad. Lots of sunshine, a little bit of a breeze. Temperature-wise, it's comfortable. I mean, it looks hot, but because there's no humidity, this isn't bad. 87 in Lincoln, 86 in Heber, 91 over in McCook. Now, temperatures eventually fall into the 50s and get back into the 80s tomorrow, just not quite as warm. And then we cool back down into the 60s, but notice some colder air trying to push in. That is eventually going to make its way east. 60s to the west, 70s, and eventually 80s. A cold front's going to make its way from west to east as we head through the day on Thursday. So let's get to that. This is Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, some spot storms. Some of those could be strong to severe Wednesday afternoon. And then as we get into Thursday, here comes that line. There's the cold front right there. It makes its way into eastern Nebraska right about there. So 5, 6 o'clock, a chance for severe weather. More on that coming up at 5 and 6.
All right, thanks, Rusty. And one last look at the streets here at 84th and A. Looks like everyone's heading on home from work without much of a trouble. Now, that's going to do it for Channel 8 News at 4:30. We'll be right back.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them. from Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, a double duel. Husker softball holds the top spot and baseball returns to the top 25. What their chances are against their opponents tonight. Also tonight, valiant volunteers.
We are so grateful for all the volunteers that work with us. That's our biggest message.
How local nonprofits are giving thanks to the people who keep their operations running smoothly. Ceasefire extension. How much more time the president is giving Iran to come to the table for peace talks. And child care choices.
Not just, oh, they're going to come be here all day long. They take field trips every single day.
How providers are preparing for summer break and all of the kids that will need to be taken care of.
Right now, daycare centers across Lincoln are gearing up for a busy summer with school doors letting out very soon. Local child care centers are working ahead, making sure they're ready for the influx of kids coming in. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. We wanted to know how they're shaping up before the rush and what parents can expect when it comes to taking their kids to daycare. Channel 8's Emma Norwood joins us now after speaking with the center today. And Emma, what did they have to say?
Yes, good evening, Rod. Soon, classrooms just like these ones will empty and kids will start rushing into child care centers around the capital city. So one of those centers is making sure parents don't have to worry when they leave home.
To increase the kids, it's just one more meal through the day that we see them, and it's just a little bit louder.
The summer months are quickly approaching, and kids will be trading in the school classroom for a new place to play. Child care centers across Lincoln are getting ahead of the rush, making sure they're ready for kids to come through their doors.
Summer kind of starts planning in January, December. We open up our registration in January for enrollment, and we have 24 summer school age spots available.
At Kids First Inc., easing the minds of parents is a top priority during the summer. So to prevent an issue other child care centers have experienced, they are working to keep staffing numbers up.
We have a lot of staff that go to college here. Some are not from the Lincoln area, so we have to work with them on if they're going to go back home for the summer or stay here. If they're staying here, then we keep them on staff for the summer. If they're not, then we have to hire out. This year, we're hiring 3 new staff members to be with our kiddos.
Another big hurdle, keeping the kids entertained, ensuring they have the best summer possible.
I do all the activity planning, field trip plannings. Field trips in the Lincoln area fill up so quickly. So you have to do it right in January to get on their books. And then because you're competing with other centers to get those days and times.
And the center says their spots for kids filled up incredibly fast with only 1 available now, showing an example of how competitive childcare can be here in Lincoln. Reporting in the studio, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Emma. Breaking now, 1 man is dead after a shooting in Beatrice. Details are slim, but this is what we know. Around 5:30 this morning, someone called 911 after hearing 3 loud bangs and some screaming. Police rushed to the scene. They found a man lying in the street near 9th and Summit. They say Joshua May of Beatrice later died at the hospital. Police say they're following up right now on leads in the case. Also breaking now, Offutt Air Force Base addressing the rumor of an individual arrested for taking photos of defense installations. They say the person in question did not gain access to the Air Force Base, and the FBI is investigating. Photographing defense installations is a violation of federal law. We'll update you if the FBI or Offutt gives out any more information. Well, it is game day for the Husker softball team heading up to Omaha, and Nebraska baseball is preparing for a top 20 showdown down in Lawrence, Kansas. Both games important as the regular season nears the end and postseason play approaching very quickly. For the latest on both teams, what do you say we check in with Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson, who joins us here in the studio. Take it away, Nate.
Yeah, hey, thank you, Rod. Both Nebraska baseball and softball, well, they've been rolling this season. The 2 teams will be up against some good competition, and later tonight, Kansas, a top 20 team in the country. Omaha has yet to lose 10 games this season, and we'll be playing in front of a sold-out crowd in Omaha. The Mavericks are 29-8 on the year and have won 3 straight games coming into tonight's. Nebraska, the #1 team in the country by Softball America, today being ranked #3. by ESPN and USA Softball. The Huskers have won 11 in a row. The baseball team, well, they're going to be up against a very good Jayhawk squad that they beat Nebraska 5-3 here in Lincoln less than a month ago. So that may be on the minds of some of these Huskers, even if it's just a little bit. This game will be available to watch on ESPN Plus this evening. Now, Nebraska Public Media will be airing the softball game. Both of tonight's games start at 6 p.m. So get a couple of TVs going, throw up some split screen, and enjoy an evening on the dime. We'll have a recap of tonight's action later tonight at 10 p.m. and an update coming up in the Sports Zone. Big game for both teams. Softball has just 7 regular season games left, this being the last standalone game. Baseball has 15 games yet, with one-offs again. Kansas State and Creighton still in the picture. We'll see you back here later today. For now, though, Rod will go ahead and send things back over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Nate. Let's get a look at your first forecast on this Tuesday evening. Check out this video sent into our Now Local News app by citizen journalist Melanie. Yeah, a decent amount of wind earlier today, giving us a good view of Old Glory and the Nebraska state flag outside of Lux Middle School. Now, here's a live look at the weather from our tower cam here at the station. Warm and lots of sunshine today, and as we just saw, some wind. I guess the big question a lot of people have, any chance of rain coming our way? Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty?
I fired up the rainfall potential graphic to see if there's anything coming our way, and it just depends on where you're at, as is usually the case with spring kind of storms. So Wednesday, there's a chance for western Nebraska, so there's that potential right there. And then Thursday, eastern Nebraska. So not everybody is going to see storms, and where you're seeing the heavier rain in eastern Nebraska, you could shift that north or south or west or east a little bit. So not everybody is going to see that exact amount, but the potential is there for eastern Nebraska, small potential for western Nebraska. Overall, it's not enough. 6th and Perkins, we have your Beatrice camera fired up. A lot of sunshine on our Shones roofing cam, and well, it's 86 with a gust of 17 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, sustained winds at 14 miles per hour. So breezy, but not windy. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, and temperatures in the 80s. A lot of 90s though in the southwestern part of the state. 90 in Holdridge, North Platte, 91 in Ogallala and Imperial, and McCook, you're at 93 degrees. The wind is out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and your hour-by-hour forecast has us dropping into the 50s by early tomorrow morning. We have more warm days ahead, but then a bunch of cool ones. We'll take a look at that in the full forecast.
Thank you, Rusty. Some breaking news out of the war in Iran as President Trump gives a major announcement just 24 hours before it was going to expire. President Trump extending the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. Channel 8's Meg West joins us here in the studio with what this means for the peace talks that are going forward. Meg?
Yes, good evening, Rod. President Trump says top Pakistani officials asked him to hold our attack on Iran to give their leaders time to come up with a peace proposal. Now, what exactly does that mean going forward? Well, the president doesn't give an exact time frame, but leaves it pretty open-ended, extending the ceasefire until Iran's proposal is submitted and a deal is reached, according to his statement posted on X. The president adding that he is directing our military to continue the naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, but to remain ready. The president speaking to CNBC today, insisting he's confident a deal will be made.
What I think is that we're going to end up with a great deal. I think they have no choice.
Say that just getting to the table is half the battle. Once they start talking, it's likely a deal can be made.
But if they can get both sides to the table, then a lot of the ground that was covered a week and a half ago at talks that didn't get an agreement, that's sort of, semi in the bag. It's already been discussed that, even the Iranians have said that they've enhanced, both sides have enhanced their understanding of each other's positions.
Vice President J.D. Vance's trip to Pakistan getting canceled today because U.S. officials did not get a confirmation from Iran that they would attend the peace talks. A spokesperson for Iran's foreign ministry accusing the U.S. of violating the ceasefire with our naval blockade. They point to contradictory messages from the U.S. as the reason for not attending the meeting with the vice president. Meanwhile, a second round of talks between Israel and Lebanon is scheduled for Thursday, according to Israeli and U.S. officials. Now, to be clear, those talks are separate from any Iran negotiation. In the studio, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Meg. Our team here at Channel 8 and our citizen journalists will make sure you're informed with how the war in Iran affects gas prices here in Lincoln and in our area. It's on our Now Local News app. And thanks to citizen journalist Brian, we can see that we're looking at around $3.49 a gallon at this particular Casey. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the app so you can be in the know before anyone else. Developing now, work on the Pershing mural at Wyuka Park is well underway. We're getting a sneak peek at the progress. The ceremony of the first tile being placed on it yesterday that we covered was just the beginning of a tremendous amount of work. You can see crews hard at work here in this video sent into our Now Local News app. The equipment to get workers to the top of the massive mural are out and they're ready for use. We'll make sure to show you how the mural progresses along its way to being completed. Stay with us. We have a lot more headed your way after the break and a fresh slate of stories at 6, including Pillen's plan. The governor reissues a new executive order, how it aims to aid wildfire recovery across Nebraska. And coming up next here on our news after the break, community coming together. How local nonprofits are praising the volunteers that help them stay up and running. We'll be right back. If you're just now joining us, we need to catch you up on some breaking news. President Trump announcing the extension of the ceasefire with Iran. The duration of this one is not clear tonight, but he does say he's giving Iran time to submit a proposal and conclude discussions with the U.S. Also want to mention the current blockade in the Strait of Hormuz will carry on. We'll keep you updated on any new developments with this. All right, only on 8. Community action is getting a great community boost.
We couldn't do what we do without our volunteers.
Matt Talbot relies on our volunteers so much here.
They're doing all of the things that our staff may not either have the time for or the capacity for.
The gratitude for the people who help these places so heavily is overflowing tonight, you can tell. Volunteers play a vital role in caring for the Lincoln community, and this week, local organizations are finding ways to shower them with appreciation. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson joins us now with the story. Mackenzie?
It's National Volunteer Week, and here in Lincoln, there are thousands of volunteers who help keep nonprofits working. Let's take a look at the impact they've made in just this last year. Community Action Partnership says more than 850 volunteers contributed over 9,000 hours of work this past year in Lancaster and Saunders counties. These volunteers doing everything from picking up trash to helping teach children. And it's not just their nonprofit who's getting support from volunteers. Matt Talbot says it makes an invaluable impact.
Yes, obviously we're looking for people for donations and things like that, but for people to give us their time and talents is so imperative for us to exist. And I think it really helps uplift the spirit of our guests, that they can see that community, cares about them.
Both Matt Talbot and Community Action say volunteers are the backbone of their work, so they're finding ways to thank them throughout this week. We also heard from one of the women who came up with her own unique way of helping out at Matt Talbot. Hear her story tonight at 10. Reporting in the studio, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Mackenzie. And speaking of Matt Talbot, they, along with Union Adventist University Nursing, giving guests there some much needed special attention this afternoon. Some guests suffer painful foot problems from shoes that don't fit, are worn out, maybe they're wet, and there's other issues, of course. That's why they're providing the foot care you're seeing here. Each guest also receives free socks and free shoes that fit once a year. Well, right now, the deadline to register to vote is rapidly approaching. Next Monday, April 27th, is the last day to register to vote for the statewide primary election. Citizen journalist Brian sending this video into our Now Local news app, sharing some official ballot drop-off boxes in South Lincoln. Now, if you missed that deadline on Monday, you can go to the Lancaster County Election Commission office to update your information or register up until May 1st.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
No surprise here, but it's dry. So red flag warnings are going to be in place for Wednesday for about the western 2/3 of the state of Nebraska. Central and eastern Nebraska, not so much. Just dry, windy, warm. Any fire that gets started will likely get out of control very quickly. So just a heads up for Wednesday, and really any time until we can finally get some precipitation around here. But Barry Lockham looking towards downtown Lincoln. I'll get out of the way. That's a good looking shot right there. We've got mostly sunny skies, a lot of green trees, green grass, as long as it's been watered. We need some free water for Mother Nature, that's for sure. 87 degrees both at the airport and here at the studio, a south wind at 10 miles per hour. So we did get to 90 in a few spots like Thedford, North Platte, Ogallala, Imperial, McCook, and Holdridge. Everybody else really close. We got to 89 today in Lincoln. It's now at 87, 86 in Columbus, still 89 in Norfolk and Grand Island and Hebron. No 90s here, but oh, so close. It's easier to warm up like this when there's no humidity, which this time of year, no humidity. That will eventually come our way as we head through June and July and into August. But until then, it's like almost like western Nebraska. That's how it is out there all the time. Very, very dry atmosphere. Wind speed is tolerable today out of the south at 5 to 15 miles per hour. If that, I mean, even wind gusts are barely there. So it's been a really nice day, just a little on the warm side, that's for sure. Mostly sunny skies, a few clouds off to the west. I hear it every day. We need precipitation. So is there any? Not really. I will point this out though. A spot shower is a possibility in far southeast Nebraska tonight. Won't amount to much. Then another chance over here on the other side of Omaha, maybe a little patchy fog early tomorrow morning. That dissipates quickly. Then our attention comes over here, some spot storms. Any of these that can get going through the afternoon into the early evening hours on Wednesday may be strong, possibly severe. They don't last long. As soon as that sun goes down, that'll be it. So because of all of that, just a level 1 marginal risk somewhere in here, not everywhere, but somewhere in here is going to be 1 or 2 strong, maybe severe storms. Fast forward to Thursday. This is Thursday morning. A few clouds, maybe a spot shower every now and then. And it'll be interesting to see if this plays a part in the forecast for the Thursday afternoon storm potential, because there's a lot of clouds and just a little bit of light precipitation, but a cold front will be moving from west to east and runs into all of that, giving us a decent chance at some severe weather from Sioux City to Lincoln to Beatrice. See that line right there? About 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it's all done. But some very strong storms, a possibility as that moves through. So because of that, a large area of a marginal to slight risk. This is where it's expected to start on the earliest side, but most of us in that slight risk, that yellow level 2 chance for severe storms. So something we're keeping an eye on for Thursday late afternoon. Temperatures tonight in the middle 50s, highs tomorrow cooler, but still in the 80s, above average, between 80 and 85 degrees. We'll do that again on Thursday. There's that storm chance. A break on Friday. Just a spot shower, too, maybe an isolated thunderstorm Saturday and Sunday. Small chance on Monday. Temperatures in the 60s all the way through May.
Thank you, Rusty. New tonight, human rights, a hot topic in the capital city. The Lincoln Commission for Human Rights holding its 15th annual conference today, and people joining in to address several local issues impacting many in our state. They talked about topics like housing challenges, education, problems with employment and law enforcement. Local officials and nonprofits getting a seat at the table at UNL's Nebraska Innovation Campus this morning. They also talked about finding ways to improve access to resources for every member of the community.
All people are valued. All people should be respected with dignity, and in their housing, in their work, and in their communities. And there are organizations out there that do the work.
Organizers emphasizing that Lincoln has many nonprofits offering resources for free, and those in need should reach out for help. Also tonight, UNL putting together a new website devoted to Nebraska wildfires, which we all know we've seen a lot of lately. The website includes a recovery resource all in one place, from what you need to know about how to rebuild from a wildfire. Let's take a closer look at their full website that they're rolling out. It's mainly for those affected by the wildfires and can have guidance on safety and immediate needs. The site brings together science-based guidance, field observations, and resources to support recovery and get wildfire victims back on their feet. We have a link to it on KLKNTV.com under the Links We Mentioned tab. Well, don't go anywhere. We have more for you after the break and a new batch of stories in our 6 o'clock show, including Superintendent Switch. A new interim superintendent takes over in Hastings. What we know about Chris Prososki's resignation. Stay with us. New at 5 for day 2 of Volunteer Appreciation Week. We're heading to the animal shelter of Northeast Nebraska. The organization says their volunteers are the powerhouse behind all of their community events. They're sharing some photos of those heroes in action here, many of them accompanied by some furry friends, of course. The animal shelter thanking everyone putting in the hours to keep their mission alive. All right, let's get a final check of your weather with Rusty to see what we can expect tonight and as we head through the rest of the week. Rusty.
Warm. In a nutshell, that's what we can expect for at least the next 24 hours. Cooler temperatures are on the way, but look at these temperatures right now. 87 in Lincoln, 86 in Beatrice, 89 in Hebron, some 90s in southwestern Nebraska. So it is warm out there, but it's not humid. Now temperatures tonight will drop into the 50s, which is a little above average, and then again above average tomorrow, lower, middle, and upper 80s for the rest of the state. And then we cool off a little bit, 60s, 70s, and 80s for highs on Thursday. Chance for storms on Thursday, especially in the afternoon for eastern Nebraska. Dry on Friday, then cool as we head through the weekend.
Thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. World News with David Muir is up next, so we'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.